Congratulations!
Thank you. Thank you.
What?
Yes, so my niece has given birth to a baby boy, almost coming up to, if I'm not mistaken, about 35 days. And, you know, if I was back home in India, I would literally not be letting go of that baby. I mean, you know, it's not possible. And then I have got another, I've got a nephew as well, 2-year-old nephew. And, you know, he's in that stage. Up until about 2 months ago, he was in the stage where he would come to the mobile and, you know, have conversations, say hello, say love you, bye, all that. Now he's in that space where, you know what, if you tell him, look, auntie is on the phone, I don't want to, I'm busy, I'm busy playing. So he's going through his phase, this, you know what, complete disconnection of everybody, and he just wants to enjoy what he is doing right now. He cannot be dragged away. You can give him, you can tell him you're going to be getting this, you can bribe him with, you know, whatever. That child is not going to get up. Complete disconnection from anybody around him, completely immersed in what he's doing. And when I watched him do that day, and I was like, wow, what a space to be. You know, it's like the world can go take a dip somewhere in the river. I am not letting go of my playing toys to come and have a conversation with you simply because I don't feel like it. End of. No guilt, no shame, no apology needed, just that. And I remember I said, you know, if we were not in that space of awareness, we would have already conditioned that child by now to say, no, 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 this is very wrong. You must come and say hello. This is not done. This is not how you behave with auntie or, you know, anybody else. And I thought, my God, I am so grateful and I'm feeling so blessed that, you know what, I have that awareness. That when somebody is trying to push him, I'm telling that elder person that, you know what, please don't do that. Leave him be. If he wants to come and have a conversation, he knows I'm his aunt. He knows he is more than welcome to come and join and have a conversation, say love you, you know, give me flying kisses, give me hugs, whatever. But if you're trying to force a child, you're conditioning that child from such an early age to say, you know what you're doing by not listening to your elders to come and say hello is the wrong thing. So can you imagine, from the age of probably about 1.5 years or 2, we already start to condition them, you know, and that doesn't mean that, yes, we don't correct them when they're doing something wrong, you know, but a child at that age does no wrong, you know.
And they don't know until
it's
7 years
literally,
old.
yeah.
You don't have the logic, it does not compute to them.
It doesn't, you know, and I think, you know, up until the age of 5 or 7, whenever the conditioning completely kind of starts to take over and build that personality, I think they're so blessed. That's why I think, you know, as a mother and more as a grandmother now and an aunt as well, I find the loss of innocence in childhood very sad. That, you know, kids are growing up so quickly, you know, kids are leaving that space of innocence so early on in their life. They don't fully get to appreciate and, you know, enjoy that pure innocence, you know, the pure joy of being a child. And I think that's why when we come to adulthood, you know, we miss that zone very much, you know. Because we want to be in that space where we could do whatever we wanted to, you know. I mean, how often have you had a conversation, oh my God, I would love to be a child again? You know, we say that a lot, but when we are given that opportunity to connect with that inner child, we don't take that, you know. So I think we need to learn to be able to, you know, when the opportunity is there, grasp it with both hands and not let go and just go back and enjoy, you know, whatever time it is, whether it's 10 minutes, an hour, a whole day, enjoy that. So
of course,
would you say, sorry, please go ahead.
Please, you're about to say something around that.
Well, I was just going to move on to our next question, but if you have something, please, you know.
No, I was just going to say that it is really beautiful because that's, again, you know, part of that feminine part, or the right brain part in that sense in ourselves, you know, the playtime.
Yes.
We live in such a fast-paced society, especially in our Western world, that we have lost that notion of pure playfulness. It's playing for the sake of playing, you know, and that playfulness, you know, creativity arises, you know, all sorts of, you know, you're in a boundless space of potentiality and creativity, and that is, you know, the dream state, or the creative state, is the feminine state, right? What we call the return to feminine. And it is so important to bring that balance, you know, to our nervous system, to our endocrine system, and also for our imagination, you know, to have free space, to occupy space, and to just be ourselves, to just be, to give ourselves permission to just be in a space where everything is being taken care, like everything is done, like you don't have to think, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that, and it's just be in that space, be relaxed, and allow the body to reacclimatize to what it means to just rest and play and imagine and be in this wonderland.
Yeah, you know, and I'm think people who can do that still, they're very blessed, you know, that they're in that space. And I think we can create, as mums, we can create that space for our kids to be in that space, you know, and give, I think it, and to give them permission as well, that if they want to be in that space, it's completely fine. And I remember, you know, when my girls were growing up, especially my youngest one, she was around 10 and she was still enjoying her dolls, playing with the doll houses, you know, make believe friends and stuff like that. And I was told, oh my God, but she's 10. Why does she still need to have a doll for her 10th birthday? I said, you know what? Let me be the judge of that, please. I want my child to enjoy the innocence, the essence of childhood, the essence of, you know, who she is, to build up on her aspirations and dreams through play, through creativity, and let it be. I don't care if other kids 10 years old are sitting and doing, you know, board games or computer games, because kids are starting as young as 4 5, and I think that's where majority of the innocence is lost, you know, because then your childhood is not fully explored, you know, you haven't potentially sucked out the juice completely out of, you know, being a child, and you've almost kind of stepped out of being a child into a semi-adult world, you know, so to speak. So I think that is very important, that a child enjoys up until they're ready, you know, they get to enjoy their childhood in whichever form or manner they, you know, they enjoy it. So feminism, feminine consciousness, and, you know, how relevant is it in today's world, as our world stands today, where it has got unrest on number of things, you know, unrest through lives not being honored, whether race not being honored, the color of your skin is more important than who you are as a human being, which is a sad state. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, what your potential is as a human being, but it matters what color your skin is, you know. And it has been quite a sad time, you know, I will be very honest. It's weighed quite heavy. The energy felt almost dense and thick, because nobody's born in that space, are they? So how important is feminism, you know, to be in feminine consciousness in today's time?
Well, it's urgent. It's really, really urgent. That's the state of it. I mean, we have seen enough in the last thousands of years of what it does to us, to our planet, to think from a separate point of view, to think from a point of view that I am better than, or they are better than, or them and us and them, think in separate terms. And the damage that's been created, you know, and the way we relate to ourselves, to our body, females to females, females to male, males to female, etc. And then races, and then you have the way we treat the planet, the way we treat the animal. I mean, this consciousness, it's been a pillaging sort of consciousness, you know, the survival of the fittest sort of thing, which implies, again, separation. And I understand when we think to think like that when you are in danger, like real physical danger in that sense. Okay, it has a point there to think like that, but otherwise, like, why? And again, it's urgent. It's urgent. We see what's happening all over the place, and it is not to place judgment on anything. It is just a call for
change,
to express love, to express truths as well. Truths are not, here for our convenience or not, or feelings or not. Truth is truth. Truth is raw.
It is raw. It is very raw, and I think that's why truth pisses many people off. When you speak the truth, it pisses people off because it's raw. It hits you. It literally hits you like a slap on your face. Literally just takes over your face completely. And I think that's why people don't like to be in touch with the truth. So
easier to avoid it and to just go ahead with it. And again, like with what we have seen, because I'm sure that your question is regarding what we see and what's been going on. And if we were to think from an elemental or archetypal point of view, we see a very powerful archetype at play that rises in all of us. And when we think from a separate, how can we think separately? This is the archetype of the fire, right? Looting, fire, anger, frustration. That is all fire element. It is an element that rises in us. And what does that do? It brings destruction. Okay, it brings destruction. It also purifies. I mean, we see that in nature in the terms of volcanoes. I mean, it's impossible to think that we are separate from the earth, or we are separate from those of us, because we are not. It is, and it rises in all of us. So therefore, what will be the, I wouldn't say necessarily the counter, but the balance. Balance to such a powerful, rockful fire that is at play. That also brings purification.
Yes, it does. When a volcano erupts, it literally burns everything in its space. Wherever it touches, it does. But that same volcanic space then later on is one of the most fertile places you can have, where things grow, where nature then takes over after a few years, or maybe 10 years or a decade, and you have this beautiful lush green forest standing, where life is growing, where wildlife is returning, where things are churning out of the same soil which became infertile for a little while, and then look what the beauty it brings out. So almost feels like that we are in that space, planet wise as well, and globally as well. I mean, like we were just having this conversation off the record that one of the most feminine powers in the world right now is that New Zealand Prime Minister, absolutely completely comfortable in her skin. We were having a group discussion yesterday in a group, and the lady mentioned there that she did a live while she was trying to put her toddler to bed in her PJs, FaceTiming with people, general public, so, and that's what the true essence of a woman is, that you don't shy away from whatever is the need of the hour. If you're in your PJs, you're in your PJs, but you're the prime minister of the country. You should be dressed in a certain way. You should be dictating terms in a certain way. No, none of that matters, because at the end of the day, as a woman, you're wearing so many different